We have the adorable little mezzanine prancing about, all cute in their little uniforms. They look like little police officers.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera at Eclairs. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Lyney and Lynette were looking forward to it.
Look at all the fountains.
Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
I'm getting very extra vibes.
Oh, Archon.
It's so pretty.
Please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
Oh, it's a wishing fountain.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
Oh.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Oh, they're so cute.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
Vache?
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
Uh-oh. We have shenanigans in store.
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Whose voice was that just now?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Oh.
Lynette! You scared Paimon!
There's
When did you get here?
nothing scary about Lynette. She's an adorable little bean. With a little bit of an apathetic attitude. And that's okay.
Lyney asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
By the way, Lynette, I seem to have heard a faint voice just now.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
It sounded like it was coming from the fountain.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
We're not trying to spook Paimon with ghosties.
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
Oh.
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
That's a great question. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Right? I don't see how that's related either.
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
Paimon cries a lot.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions.
Oh, I hate to hear that you're having internet issues.
Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here.
I hope you get it sorted out pretty soon. I wish I was more tech savvy and had some advice, but alas, I do not. I'm hanging in there. I've got a bit of a headache still, but, you know, most of the congestion is gone. It's just a sore throat.
So maybe what you heard
Thank
was
you for
the intense
asking.
emotion coming from someone's tears.
That is an interesting explanation. So everybody's tears and everything else ends up here. That's sweet and sad that people come here to, you know, ask for help with childbearing. I'm sure that other areas have similar, you know, traditions? That's the word I was looking for, traditions. It's early.
So, what did the voice say?
It seemed to be calling out someone's name.
Huh. If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Yeah, it's sleepy time. But I'm here because I want to know what's going to happen in this quest. I'm completely blind. This isn't one that I've ever experienced before because it just came out and I'm excited. I'm out of coffee at the moment. I've got to go to the grocery store today.
Rather than worrying about them, we should
So drink an
worry
extra
about my
cup for
brother
me.
first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Lyney might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, okay. Yes, out of coffee is the worst. I can't do like straight black coffee. I have to have a little bit of love in it, if you know what I mean. And I have no love for my coffee. All I have is bean water, and bean water alone does not work for me.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Lyney.
Let's go check out Lyney. I'm excited to see the show. This guy looks sad. Why are you sad, person? Will my career end before it could ever begin? Do you need any help? Oh, I'm fine. I mean, thanks for asking, but I suspect that that only I can solve this problem of mine. I'm a gestionnaire, and I'm new here at the at this place, and I've been assigned to perform a simple legal work here. That said, I'm a bit of an introvert, and I'm not exactly used to a job like this where I'll need to talk to lots of people. Monsieur Nivelette happened by me the other day, seeing that I looked like I wasn't doing too well, and he clapped a hand on my shoulder and gave me a few comforting words. But he just made me even more nervous. Oh, especially when somebody that high profile is over here trying to encourage you. You're like, oh no, more attention is on me than before, and this makes it worse. Would you like to switch jobs? Thanks for the suggestion. You're a good person, just like Monsieur Nivelette. But I'm new here. This is my first job, and while my supervisor seems to have high expectations for me, he hopes that I will bring some youthful vigor to a rather lifeless... I'm thinking this is the court. And I don't see myself working up the courage to refuse. If only I had known, I would have switched jobs with Lyney, who only recently joined as well. He seemed like a much more cheerful sort than I. Oh no, you've got this. I believe in you. Oh my goodness! Look how cute! Oh, this one doesn't have wings. I'm noticing that with the mezzanine, they all have different ears, tails, and some of them have wings. I don't know the significance of that yet, but I am excited to dig into their lore. I'm hoping we get to see the Hydro Archon again. Archon. Words.
Traveler and Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Oh, of course we would. We wouldn't miss it for the world, Lyney.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
I stole Paimon's line.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment. I'll fetch the tickets.
Oh, thank you. We don't even have to pay our own way. I'm here for it. Sorry, gotta switch out my drinks in the cup holder thing. That doesn't quite hold my cup. Oh well. Ta-da. Yay, we get the best seats.
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Well, thank you.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Lyney.
Ooh.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lyney, could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Break a leg!
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Lyney.
I'm loving the lighting in here. I'm noticing a new depth of lighting and color. But I'm also noticing a gorgeous bookshelf. So we're going to take a moment to take in the Opera House and commemorate our first trip here with a pretty photo. Tell me that's not gorgeous. All right, here we go. Let's go get our seats. Oh, down here. And boom. What a stage. Look at all those boxes. This is definitely a big deal. I'm so excited.
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Yes, let's. Ooh, who is this? Hello, person.
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kind of awkward if we don't say anything.
Isn't that usually your job, Paimon?
You little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Of course we
Excuse
do.
me. I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Ooh, he is giving like Sephiroth Final Fantasy VII vibes. I love it.
So you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
This is getting even more awkward. The awkwardness is compiling. My anxious little heart can't take it.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Lyney's too?
Okay, there we go. Common interest, maybe?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Lyney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Lyney then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Teyvat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself.
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Oh, okay. So he is the head honcho, the presiding judge over Fontaine, if I'm remembering correctly. So he is a big deal.
Ah, Mr. Lyney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is.
Kind
Allow
of.
me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice, that seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Ooh.
Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really.
Oh, he's so modest.
And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now.
Oh, she is the drama.
I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
This is probably true. I have to say, so far she seems a little immature for an Archon. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. We haven't had a lot of an impression so far.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
He's like a parent. Like, you know, if you don't pay attention to that, it's going to be a problem later. So, yeah, just look in her direction. She'll be good. She'll be appeased. And then we can just chill for a bit.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Awesome sauce. Let's do it.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before!
Neither have I. Okay, I was wondering where all the people were.
Ooh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Poor Paimon, she's just so excited.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Lyney. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Yay, Lynette!
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
Okay.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough.
I just want to point out that it's kind of odd for me that so far in Fontaine, we have seen a lot of people willingly removing their visions from their person, whereas in Inazuma, it was a major thing for somebody to be without their vision, even for a small amount of time. I'm wondering if that's just the security because of the justice in Fontaine, that people know that it's going to be returned to them regardless.
Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Boom. Okay, here we go.
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Nothing in the hat. Ooh.
Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky.
Ooh.
Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
Oh!
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
With a spare set of clothes! Oh, I'm glad to hear you found the issue. Or at least a part of the issue.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Carmen didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
No wonder he's a famous magician. Oh. Okay, that does make sense. He can definitely affect electronics.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, we should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Oh yeah, airflow should definitely at least help a little bit to mitigate it, especially if you can keep the device itself kind of cool. Maybe like a fan near it.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now.
Oh, that should definitely help. That should definitely help quite a bit.
There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Oh.
I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap.
Okay. Okay. One person's gonna go into one box and then they're gonna just switch
Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box.
Okay.
Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow, how's he gonna do this?
I don't know. How is he going to do this?
Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lyney have actual superpowers?
Let's watch and see.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate.
Okay.
Now then, let's begin.
RN Jesus, please pick us.
Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box.
Darn, wasn't us.
I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box.
Okay. So she's going to go in the box and she's going to come out over here.
If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh, okay.
She looks so nervous. Couldn't she opt out?
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown?
Okay.
Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up.
Okay.
Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh, Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that.
So you want something bad to happen, Paimon? That's so rude. I'm sure Lyney's prepared.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
57.
60, 59, 58.
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
Okay, time to count.
54, 53, 52? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is.
I reserve the right to do what he did.
Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
I really like Nouvellette.
Oh, all right. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
40, 39, 38! Mr. Lyney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Even though he's saying that, Lyney doesn't seem nervous at all.
I think it's all a part of the show. Oh,
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
did that come from the stage?
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25, 24, 23! What's wrong, Mr. Lyney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Oh yeah, he's hamming it up. He's got to be hamming it up.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19, 18, 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone.
Uh-oh. Is the trick gonna flop?
It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's alright. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
Is it though?
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again. 7! Hey, slow down! Honestly! 5! 4! 3! Whoops! That doesn't count! 0!
That was too cute.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I think he was just hamming it up the entire time in the box until the last few seconds. Oh! What? Oh, it got his assistant too.
Is this part of the show?
I don't think this is part of the show.
Mr. Lyney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
What could have happened to make that fall?
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
I hope.
Unfortunately,
Well,
the
there's, like,
person
no
who was in
way.
the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Lyney's magic troupe.
Oh, we just saw him a minute ago.
Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found.
Oh.
It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
And to pull it off like this in front of an audience, including the Archon and the Chief Justice?
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly?
There's no way this was Lyney.
I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Lyney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not?
Okay, it does look bad.
Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
Okay, it looks really bad.
That can't be right. How can Lyney do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the he told us they would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
He's a suspect at most. It's hard to believe that all of this happened during the show.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Lyney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think...
Where's that
it might
confidence?
be a
Come on.
little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
I think she got a bit ahead of herself.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing.
Okay, and that's who?
That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lyney, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
We trust Lyney. It wasn't Lyney. He couldn't do this.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
Did we? I don't think we actually had a duel.
But with Lyney's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
Okay. I don't really understand how it's a duel, other than, you know, a war of logic, maybe?
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
This is true, too.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Lyney's attorney and defend him in this case?
We'll try. We'll do our best.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Lyney and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
We have no legal experience. We need Yanfei. We need Yanfei. Let's go to Liyue and grab Yanfei. Good morning, Tomcat. How are you doing this morning?
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
No, Lyney. We know you're innocent.
Good to hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not, and I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Yes, this is very strange, but there's no denying what happened. The girl was taken, and poor Cowl was put in her place.
have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
What are you wearing, Paimon? Where did you get those? No, Paimon.
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
Lynette, do not encourage her.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence.
I'm sorry for the spoilers. We are questing this morning.
Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
We won't let you down.
Yeah, just leave it to us.
How long is Paimon gonna wear these glasses?
Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
This is a good question. How did she leave her clothes and everything behind in the water tank and somehow poof?
Oh, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Lyney.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial.
Oh, that means that they won't be able to be magicians anymore, right? Or they'll have to come up with new material. They'll have to come up with new material.
'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
I can't take anything seriously with Paimon wearing those glasses.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
No, Paimon, why?
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
We are Lyney and Lynette's attorneys.
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
We don't have a choice. Our friend is on trial.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see.
Oh.
The deceased is one of Lyney's assistants named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
That's just it. We saw Cal standing beside it. Are we assuming that he was inside the box? The girl was supposed to be in there, right?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Lyney is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
Okay, but at the same time, that's center stage. That's where you would want all of your acts to take place.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Paimon, why?
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
Okay, but that's not always true. People can also be the most reliable evidence. But knowing what I know of psychology, I do know that, eyewitness reports and stuff like that are ridiculously faulty. Like, there's all kinds of issues there. So, I see where he's coming from.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Leave it to us. We can use the case record to confirm our current evidence and clue collection situation and sort case-related information. Ooh, we get a gadget. You can check as yet undiscovered evidence and clue in the case record. Then investigate the corresponding area and locate them. Use the perception skill to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. This will advance your overall progress. Okay. The investigation from the guards indicates that the fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set the rope dangling the water tank alight, causing the tank to fall and kill Cowl, who was within it. It seems evident that Lyney is the likeliest user of the prop to commit the crime. However, the reason for the victim being Cowl and the reason for the chosen lady's disappearance remains a mystery. Deceased's identity. The deceased is one of Lyney's assistants named Cowl. He was well trusted by all of his colleagues. His job was setting up and inspecting the props as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. Okay, so that's all the tea we have. Let us examine the white line. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cowl weren't inside the box... Hey, stop that. If Cowl weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. Okay. Let's investigate the rope.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So either Lyney didn't realize this was a safety concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I mean, for the entire rope to fall. Because there's both ends of the rope are there. Shouldn't part of it have been secured?
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material.
Oh.
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems like a type of flash cotton, so it would light up faster.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Let's take notes. Special rope. This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. To me, this is starting to sound like he was sabotaged. We've investigated the rope. Can we investigate the box? Examine the white line. Let's talk to Esmond.
Go ahead, have a look around.
In the end, we're both... Okay, we've already talked to Esmond as much as we can. What is he looking at over here? Maybe there's one of these... Nope. None of those.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand. This
Oh, okay, so we've got one more clue that we're looking for. Okay.
Why would it be strange.
They're gonna keep this mustache thing going for Paimon, aren't they? Alright, let's see. Oh, it says we still have...
Whoever the murderer was.
Okay. I see what's going on here. We have a new control that is gonna mess with me a bit. Let's check this box out over here. Looks like an ordinary box, but Lyney somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? Okay. Let's look at our map. Okay, we don't have an interior map. Because I feel like we're missing something on the actual stage. Okay, so we've investigated this. There was no investigating... Oh, the damaged box. That's what we're missing over here. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Okay. So let's check. Okay. So we've got one more clue in the Opera House. Let's go to the other clue-based areas. See what's over here. Do we want to talk to people? Let's see.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too.
Of course you are.
If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, all right?
Probably not.
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
Oh, the one in the middle of the... Yeah!
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lyney's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
Yes, it has.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lyney's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that.
That doesn't quite add up.
And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then wouldn't the water tank have started swinging a bit in that case and possibly missed the box?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That's okay. You're thinking, and you helped us out there. We appreciate you.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Strange noise during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many audience members heard. Bet that's our missing clue. All right. So where are we at now?
Whoever the murderer was.
Nope, that wasn't the one we needed.
We all heard that.
Okay. See, it's saying that we still have a clue over there. Still says we have a clue over here. We've already examined the white line. And we've examined the box. I keep pushing the wrong button and Paimon keeps coming up. Alright, let's go back here and see what we've got. Oh, that's even further out. Says we've only found one of 3.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Ooh, hello, pretty lady.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
What gave that away?
I don't know more about that one, but who are you?
Ooh.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Oh, okay. It is becoming a thing. I thought that the glasses were just going to be a momentary joke, but I think it's going to be sticking.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Right? What's up with that?
Well, I am the second generation president. Melus and the others are still used to my previous title.
Okay. We'll see if that sticks for a bit. That sounds like you might have found the issue. I know that with me, I always have to go wired. Otherwise, I drop connection pretty frequently.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, Navia.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So, you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Lyney an unlikely mastermind.
This is true. Okay, she's on Team Lyney.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Lyney without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. Like I said, a little immature for an Archon of Justice. She did no research.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
This is true.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
And I can see why.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
There we go. There we go. We can love our Archon, but respect is earned, I feel, in this case. Because she's definitely not conducting herself as though she is a deity.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
No. No, it is not.
Well?
Not always.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside, or something as serious as a trial shouldn't be treated as entertainment. That's the one. That's the one.
See, Silver and Melus? I told you they'd be different.
Yeah, if somebody's on trial, it is probably the worst day of their life. They don't need the whole world knowing about that. I mean, they don't need the whole world, you know, sitting there with popcorn like, oh, I hope they get taken out. No, that's not okay.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you think maybe it's the modem itself?
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors.
Well, thank you.
I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Happy to do so.
Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
For somebody as important as she is, she's really kind of chill. I think I like Navia.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Paimon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
We definitely need somebody with experience on our side.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
I hope they're able to get it fixed for you, or at least send you a replacement.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Ooh, Silver is a man of mystery. He's not here for the small talk.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lyney's tricks.
Ooh.
Thanks!
His tricks could be considered trade secrets. Could they get into legal trouble for that? I mean, this is the land of laws. Okay. So I wouldn't say we got a big clue there. Okay, I'm seeing... Okay, we had a quest marker there, but...
Whoever the murderer...
No! Stop it, Paimon. Okay. We're still missing clues. Let's go back to the stage again, I guess. There's got to be something we're missing on the stage. Oh, wait. Nope, we have examined the magic box. We came up with nothing. Perhaps talking to people? Nope, can't talk to them. Maybe these guards have some insight?
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Uh-oh. RNGesus wasn't RNGesus.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Lyney and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
We're aware.
Lyney used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time.
Okay.
I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Lyney knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
So this is starting to look bad. This is looking bad for Lyney. Our evidence is not helping.
That much checks out. Lyney reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lyney.
Thank you for your help. Sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Lyney's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Yep, the law must be unbiased. Okay, so we have found...
Whoever the murderer was, these people needed to register and reserve a seat for the show. That, combined with this number selector, could allow you...
Okay, so...
Why would it be?
We have more clues here. And these are the ones I think we get from talking to people. So let's talk to more people. Not quite sure which guard we already talked to. I think we talked to Vaughn.
Lyney's magic tricks were the stuff of legends. But
Let's talk to
This
Quentin.
crime, he should have stuck to doing magic.
Look, doing magic tricks is one thing. Pulling off crime is something else entirely. Maybe he was just too full of himself.
I don't think that's the case. Alright, let's talk to some more people. Can we climb? Nope, we cannot climb. Let's talk to this couple over here. Maybe? Nope. Okay, let's talk to this officer back here. Nope. Hey, how's it going? Okay, there has got to be more clues here. Maybe we'll talk to Lyney. We have Lyney and Lynette over here. We'll find out how they're processing everything. I'm hanging in there. I've been a little under the weather, but I could not miss streaming some Fontaine fun. How are you doing?
Lyney's still talking to the guards.
Are you having fun with the
Seems I'll
update?
have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Oh, I hope you get to feeling better. Okay, let's talk to Miss Molly.
Still talking to the guards. I think someone will be assigned to
Okay. Ooh, you gotta protect yourself from burnout. Me too. But yeah, take some time to breathe. I know it feels good to be super productive, but you need to kind of guard yourself from burnout by taking time for some self-care stuff that might help you reset mentally. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is... no, Paimon. That is very different. I hope you start feeling better soon. There's got to be something very obvious that I'm missing here. I've examined the magic box. It says I only have 1 of 3 clues. I'm happy to help. Right? Just look at all you've accomplished already. That makes the difference. You've got the receipts. You know what you're capable of, and it's okay to breathe. It's okay to just rest for a bit. Can I get in there? Nope. There's got to be something oh, maybe back here. Stop popping up, Paimon.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, it's just I've been sick lately. I've had this like horrible head cold and a fever, and it's been a pain. But I'm getting better. It's just a sore throat and the headache now, so I'm not coughing as much. No, not COVID that I'm aware of. I mean, it's only been a few days, so I think I'm getting over it though.
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence.
Me too. It's like the worst because all you want to do is sleep. I think I slept 12 hours yesterday. I streamed and then I went to sleep and then I woke up this morning.
The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Right? It's tough. I think I picked it up when I went to spend the weekend at my sister's. I was helping her take care of my nieces, and they, one of them is still in school, the other one is homeschooled, and I think hanging out with them is where I got the bug. But they're awesome. I wouldn't trade them for the world.
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person.
Right. It's like, oh, I'm around kids, I'm going to get sick. It's guaranteed, 100%. If I go to the casino or I'm around the kids, I'm going to get sick. It's just part of it.
Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I would too. I've always said that if I have little ones, I'd probably homeschool just because, well, the germs, and I feel like sometimes the public education system lets people fall through the cracks, but that's just me. That is my opinion. There's no shade toward any parents that have their kids in the public education system. I just feel that I thrived better whenever I was homeschooled versus when I was in the public education system. Yes, the school-to-school sickness pipeline is a real thing.
The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects.
I mean, we saw how bad it got whenever they opened the schools back after they'd been closed for so long with COVID. It was like everybody had the flu, everybody had the stomach bug. I'd forgotten how bad it was until everybody went back to school.
Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
Ooh, this is a good question.
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Right, nobody can afford childcare. Yeah, it just runs rampant. There's no way that, even a two-parent household, it's like, okay, if you are going to keep your kids home, then only one parent can work. And nobody can survive like that anymore. Not in this economy, at least not here in the States. It's not going to happen.
Okay then.
And you don't want to send them to the grandparents because then the grandparents are going to get sick. And that can be even worse.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Oh, we've got information about the missing lady. Okay. So, Halsey is a missing person. She's a famous painter who came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known for being entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Lyney's magic troupe. Okay. Oh, you got Lyney? That's awesome! Have you got to level him at all yet? I know Lyney is free.
Why would it be? Gosh,
I can't say I blame you. This update's a little overwhelming. We've got all kinds of new mechanics and mobs, and it's a little bit of everything all at once. And I keep trying to sprint and activating the Paimon thing. All right. Oh, I've been wanting to play Baldur's Gate so bad. Is it good? Oh, it's on my list. It's on my list. I gotta get caught up in Genshin, and then I am probably going to give Baldur's Gate a try. I'm a huge D&D nerd, but I don't have a social group that will get together frequently. So I was like, this sounds like a perfect substitute. I heard it gets spicy. I don't know if I could handle the spice. All right, let's talk to this adorable mezzanine. Oh, you're good. I can still see it. But yeah, I have played D&D. I was willing to pick up the mantle of the forever DM, but my group still fell apart, unfortunately. It was a bunch of first-time players. It only went about 4 months before the whole party was like gone. I was sad. I worked really hard. I had like a year and a half into that campaign of just prep work.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
Okay.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Lyney and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case.
Oh, really? Oh, I've got to play Baldur's Gate. I've got to play Baldur's Gate.
Were you always guarding this entrance?
Okay, yeah, I've got to get in there. Does it have good like class options and stuff? Are you able to customize?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here.
Oh, that says it all right there. What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either. How can you be so sure, Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Oh, really? And feats? Okay, yeah, I've got to play this game. That is on the list. I am saving up for this game.
I couldn't see Lyney's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon
Oh, that is awesome.
And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
Oh, I love the little Melazines. Wow, so it's completely open world? That is epic! Yes, I have to play this game.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Okay, exits and entrances to the Opera House. Nobody left the Opera House during the magic show and after the incident happened. Only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. This isn't looking good for Lyney.
Kept everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lyney's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
What class are you playing in Baldur's Gate? I'm just curious.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
Oh, did they ever get their visions back?
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
This is hopefully help.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
We are definitely here for all the help we can get.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Sounds good. Okay, yes, it looks like they got their visions back. Pardon me, sorry.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
I don't
Try
notice
to be
anything
dramatic.
strange.
Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Okay.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
There were.
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Oh no, it's all good. Sorry, one second, my voice is... Is everything okay?
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board.
Oh, yes, I am. A little bit. I did build Frankie from scratch. He's my bestie.
So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
Does that mean that there's a box in the box? There's a box in the box.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oof, that's it. That's rough. That is rough. Why'd you have to do it 3 times? How's your motherboard? Oh. Yeah, that can be tricky. Which one were you installing? Oh
so
no.
There was a passageway under the magic box.
Motherboards can be so expensive.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place.
Did you get to the bottom of it? Oh, that's a nice one.
The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley?
Yes, I see the trolley.
The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got to the bottom of it and got it running. That thing is going to run like a top.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Just out of curiosity, which motherboard are you running?
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
That's epic. Yeah, a new cooling system can completely change how your computer runs.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps.
Oh, really? Still, it's got to be running like a top.
The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
So, okay. So there's a box in the box that goes on a rail system that takes it to the other side. But the person inside the box would never know that they had been moved. Okay, that's probably what we heard that was the thunk. Awesome sauce. Did you do light up fans or... I'm a sucker for some light up fans. I might have to do like a full PC tour and go in depth on my rig.
Right. You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Oh, okay.
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
Oh, awesome sauce. I love the LEDs. To me, it's like it takes a PC from a PC to a work of art when you've got like the different lighting and, you know, you put so much time and effort into it and you spend so much time with it, you might as well, you know, make it look loved.
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting.
That's how we were able to coordinate Lyney's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Oh, why were you disappointed in the lighting?
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked. Wow. Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last.
Oh, that's okay though. You can upgrade fans later. Fans are usually pretty inexpensive. I know the set that I've got is only like, I'm wanting to say $30, but it does like a rainbow function. I'm wanting to save up for the Razer fans that fit my my case, but that's down the line. It's on the list.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending.
Oh. Well, sometimes it's all about the budget. Plus, hobbies are important. They help you decompress.
And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I know that the frustration of... It's a labor of love. Literally, a labor of love. You get frustrated. There's sometimes you're like, well, I've just broke it. It's dead. And then you're like, oh, come on. I can try this one more thing. And yeah, the frustration is real when you're putting together a PC.
But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off.
So the person could have been kidnapped or abducted while down here alone in the box.
And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lyney and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Okay.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Says the magician.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
We have the magic trick. Also, the magic box structures. We got a lot of clues here. We got the audience side magic box structure. I promise I can talk. Okay, let's examine... What was that? Where'd it go? There we go. Examine ladder. A Seussism? I don't know what I did. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. Oh, a Dr. Seussism. Right? Okay. Let's investigate the vase. Yes, tongue twisters.
Please be careful not to slip.
What happened to the vase? Why is there a vase broken here?
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for the trick?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
I did not get Lyney. I've been pulling, but I am due to lose my 50-50. I've won too many in a row, and I've got that vibe that I'm going to lose. But I am trying to pull Lyney. But I'm also torn because I love Yelan as well. So it's kind of like I've been pulling on both, and I'm just going to let the Archons decide what I get at this point.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Thank you. I can't believe your amazing luck with pulling Lyney, like, straight up after having not been on for a while. Did you get a chance to test run him at all? Because he's a lot of fun.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
We found a broken flower vase. Oh gosh! Did you at least claim your free Lynette? Lynette is free currently if you go to the... Where was it? Somewhere in here. It's gone for me because I've already claimed her. But if you go to your events, Lynette is a freebie. Well, you don't know that. We've got Zhongli and Child's banner, and Folklore's banner hasn't even been announced yet. Oh, you did get her? Awesome. Let's investigate the clothing.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Okay. Lyney didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change. So, did somebody change the clothes for the lady so that they could sneak her out?
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
What happened to Paimon's glasses? They're even weirder now.
So confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
I'm not thinking they were swirly before. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, anything else? Storage boxes? Did they stick her in a box? Nope, did not stick her in the box. Let's see. Nope, not gonna examine the tracks again. I think we've searched everything. Oh, wait. There's a hook here.
Huh. What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Yeah, Lyney didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Okay, rope has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied at one end of the rope, and its use is unclear. All right. So, I think we've searched everything here that we can find. Alright, we've got the 3, yep. 3 of 3 in the tunnel. We are only missing 2 talk to clues at this point. So we've almost got this. Maybe up top? Oh, I thought we were going up through the ladder. Oh, control board. Okay. Nope. Nothing there either. Alright, let's examine the trolley, maybe? Nope. This vent looks suspicious. I could see somebody getting out that way.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Sounds like it.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
I think that they probably made the victim go in first and then followed them to make sure they didn't try to escape. That would make sense, right?
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
We have another note.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Whoop.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Something over here lit up for a second. Oh no, that's the trolley again. Oh, this is to return to the surface. We've got it all here. And boop. No, we were trying to return to the surface. There we go. I don't know how I feel about this whole, like, murder mystery thing we've got going on.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Yes, there's a lot of things that don't add up.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
Then we need to go
guards have checked
search the
area
basement.
Carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Lyney and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
Yes.
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
So the Oratrice will be in presence too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
But we saw in Inazuma how this can go poorly, right? We know that this doesn't always work out?
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neuvillette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
Okay, but is that because he feels like he has to agree?
Ah, yes. The guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
What? Okay, so we have to spend the entire day here?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Oh, Silver's over here like, I'm down for breaking the law. You know, the law is just the whole thing in this country. But yeah, we can escape. We know the hatch.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Yep, Paimon needs 2 things to survive, food and Mora. That's it. As long as she has those 2 things, she's happy. No crying Paimon.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
It's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds so good. That's it. I've got to make tea today.
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Aw, Paimon lives for the snacky snacks. Alright, thank you for joining me. It was nice talking with you.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Oh, let's make some snacks. I'm here for making snacks.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
That is awesome.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
They're so official about making a cake.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. These 3 are quite the interesting group.
It must be a spina de Rusla thing. Oh my goodness, are those macarons?
Still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these 2 guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
Silver's like, I put in effort.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
I mean, that's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout.
It
You
is.
also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try. Fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Oh, yay!
Only 3?
Oh, come on, Paimon, you're a tiny.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head.
I see a
You wouldn't be able to
geovision.
think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
I just want to point out, I see a geovision down there. Yes, I see you. Yes. Oh my gosh, I hope she's playable.
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Why don't you guys take a tea break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber.
This is true.
However, we can assume that Lyney and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
See, that's where I'm at. There's no reason for them to have kidnapped this artist.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So, apart from the twins, we're left with two other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
This is true.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There is no evidence of a third person even existing.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person, but the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
Unless she was a plant in the crowd.
Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
This is true. It does seem impossible, but I know there's got to be something we're missing here.
Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great. They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
They are my specialty after all.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Oh, Paimon, did you eat ours?
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine if you ate them. You ate them.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you?
'Cause you're Paimon.
Eat those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
There's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Second round of baking.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
We will.
It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
I totally would.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Okay, probability of a third person being involved. Neither Cowell or Halsey had a motive. But after having talked with Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too. But it's the only thing that makes sense.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Yes.
Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick snack break. Go grab some snacks myself. And I will be right back as soon as I can get my mouse to cooperate. So, be right back. Go get your snacky snacks, get your caffeine, get whatever you need to be ready for a little bit longer. We have a trial to proceed over. Not really proceed. Help? Defend? Yeah, that.
Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them. Fate is called as such, for it cannot be changed, nor can it be reversed. It can only but be accepted.
All right. Let's see. It says we need to wait between 8 and 10. So let's go ahead and speed up the clock. Let's not overshoot it too much. We want to be on time for court. Wow, did you see how fast the cleanup crew got their act together? It's like, boop, gone.
Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires.
Oh, that is a pretty picture. I love it.
Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them.
Isn't it odd how the Opera House looks so much better without, you know, death? Okay. Straight into the cutscene.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lyney and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
This is probably true.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
We're gonna need it. We're gonna need it.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
I'm not 100% confident, guys. I hate to be honest, but I need to be. You need to know what to expect.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
I wouldn't say
That
that.
was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
For the God of Justice, you love to jump to conclusions.
But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lyney explain the trick?
Okay, here we go.
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Okay, so they go in depth. We've already covered
Thank
this.
you, Mr. Lyney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
This is correct.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lyney is clearly lying.
Where's your proof he's lying?
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
The thump. Did he hear the thump?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lyney not know about the sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh no.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the Oratrice's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
Okay, this is baiting, right? Wouldn't that be baiting?
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
What does that mean? We don't know what that means.
The House of the Hearth?
They're Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
Okay, wait. We've known of some people who are from Shesnaya that are not crooks. Usually they are, but some of them aren't.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
I don't know if I like how she views trying to dispense justice.
Hey, Lyney, why didn't you tell us this before?
Lyney and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Lyney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lyney has concealed his identity, this could have all been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine, along with other house representatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say!
I love Nuviette. Nuviette? Sorry, I'm saying it wrong.
Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Okay, we've got 1 hour to figure out what the heck is going on.
So you would stick to Mr. Lyney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
They did save our keisters when we first came.
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
That seems a bit rude and presumptuous. Okay, let's see what they've got to say for themselves.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two.
Right!
We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
And so am I.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just Hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
They'll bit.
But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends.
So they childed us.
That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
So how can we know that this isn't just all another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed? And why did you lie to us about your alibi? Our entire point is to defend you. You can't pull the rug out from under us like that.
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Okay, and what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe that judgment should dispense as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, I think we already have the key to the evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lyney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Oratrice's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place. Thus, he did not hear the thud. The voice in the Oratrice's core chamber. Lyney claims that he heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oratrice's core within the house's underground structure. Oh, so the Oratrice should know that he was there, right? Maybe? Is it going to be that simple? Are we that lucky? It would be nice to be that lucky.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
Okay, based on the opposition's accounts of events, you can identify the loopholes in their statement. Use the evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Oh, okay, this is going to be kind of like what we did for the summer event. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratrice will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Okay, here we go.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Okay.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Alright, that doesn't... Why would he get in an altercation with her?
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed. So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Lyney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
No, see, the biggest problem for me is that Cal was outside of the box the entire time, as far as we saw. So it doesn't make sense for Cal to have been downstairs or inside the box or anywhere other than where we saw him. But that's just me. Okay,
and there you have it.
That's her version.
That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
Yes, we do.
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Lyney experienced and what he saw.
Okay. He did enter the tunnel. Let's refute that. All right. Oh, wait. No, we need to refute here, right? No, he entered the tunnel, and then he went to the oratrice's core.
According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
All right. No one left the opera house during the magic show. Or that's where he heard the voice because he was in the chamber. Right? Yes.
Lyney went to the room that contains the oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Okay, so here we go. He claims that he headed to the chamber, so he did not witness. Okay. All right, then after that, he saw the clothes. Oh no, he was in the room during the strange sound, so he didn't hear. Nope.
Seems this won't.
All right, so we'll go here. All right.
Lyney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Okay, so we have successfully refuted.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Why, Paimon, why?
When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a sent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Lyney is innocent. Oh, we're evensies again. Yay, we successfully refuted the claims. I love this mechanic. This is fun.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
It was awesome, Paimon. It's awesome that you can go in public with, yeah, that it works. It's working for you. It's a great disguise. Maybe donning these glasses has given Paimon a new level of confidence. I'm not going to dig into how, giving yourself a mustache and making yourself look a little more masculine can instill confidence. There's something there. There's something there sociologically with the patriarchy and all that jazz, but this is not the place or the time.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe that my opposition's reasoning is completely flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Lyney by chance when he was above ground the entire time.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill?
Aha!
Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
I love Navia.
Well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Lyney's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. No, we're going to say your claim has become a critical clue. We don't want to cheese off the Archon. She is still an Archon. Okay. All right, let's see. I guess I'm supposed to pick one of these. Irrelevant, irrelevant, irrelevant. Oh no, they're all saying irrelevant. Entrances and exits? Strange sound during the magic show. We're gonna go with that one.
That's right! Lyney wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance.
This lines up.
This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
How do you like them apples?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
We're not here to prove who did it. We're here to prove who didn't do it. The murderer was Okay, select the gear icons on the interface to check corresponding case questions. Select the questions and fill in the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made any mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all of the questions correctly, you can complete this logical chain. Oh no, okay. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowell in the box below. If Lyney is no longer under suspicion, only other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Lyney gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using the box inside the box, the idea was that the box contained the audience member and would be transported across via the tunnel underneath. And Lyney himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having exchanged her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel, and the reason for this remains unknown. Okay. Okay, let's see.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
This is true. We did hear that she was stressed from her own artistic... What's the term? What is the word I'm looking for here? She was stressed from her own obligations. That's why she was at the theater.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
I think there is a third person involved. I'm going to select the clue. Nope. Incorrect. Okay. Could be her. I mean, there's a way for one person to get in and out. If he's dead, I doubt he was the one to blame. Maybe, unless he switched places. What if... Okay. We'll...
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary
Nope. So it was him.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant.
It had to be Cowell. But that doesn't make sense. To me, anyway. Maybe they're going to explain it.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
I guess. Maybe.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay. Okay, let's see what we've got here.
Entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
Okay. So I am thinking we're going to start here.
No one entered or left.
All right. How do we select? All right. Oh, okay. All right. How can we envision Lyney as being unable to interfere with the crime?
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that.
So that is the clue that we think there. How can I prove that there was an altercation in the tunnel? That would be the sound, right?
The sound we heard may have come from a clap.
All right. Who's the prime suspect currently? That is
His name is
Cowell. And where did the missing Halsey go? Ooh, that is a good question here. The
It
vent?
would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Or
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances.
this doesn't really answer.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Maybe? Nope. Incorrect. All right. So the vent or the
No one entered or left the opera.
is she still in the opera house? Nope. So it is the
It
vent.
would have been tough for both people.
What? The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lyney's trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cal had the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could have likely been the sound of Cal and Halsey struggling. Lyney was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cal to bring Halsey out of the magic box and into the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there would be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Wait, escaping from the water tank? Could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Wait, no!
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold up. Hold up for a second. Here we go.
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant.
Okay, the water.
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water...
They were washing away evidence.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped.
Right.
Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
So that's exactly what happened to Halsey.
If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request to examine Cowell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
No, it would not.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of the rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
That is not it at all. No, that is not it at all.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
Okay. Come on, give us some good
We are
news.
still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh.
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
Oh my gosh. So he dissolved her? What a horrible way to go.
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Thank you, Esmond.
You've got to be kidding. People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
The prophecy.
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
We trust you. Go on, Nivea. Whatever you've got to do.
Order! Order!
Ooh, new Viet. He is a man in charge, huh?
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
Plus, wasn't he new to Lenny's troop?
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Okay. So, who's the prime suspect currently?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
It is still Cowell. What did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution? Timing.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Okay. Use the water.
The primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
Okay, what item did the culprit use to hide the mechanisms behind the crime?
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
Nope. Okay. We're close. Let's see.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
There we go. We have our clues.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Go, Paimon, go!
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Ooh, I like this twist.
Huh, that does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
That's okay. You just have to admit you were wrong and move on.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
Thank you, Vaughn.
And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
Oh, dear.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
So he planted evidence on Lyney because he was dealing with all of the props?
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Lyney did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lyney desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
All right, we can poke holes.
Am I right, Mr. Lyney?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
Oh, come on, surely.
Is this the end of the road?
No.
Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I mean, what if he planted it on Lyney? What if the whole goal was to frame him?
Now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
What?
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind.
What? Okay. Please do.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lyney and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry, Spina di Rosula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
Okay, this is a twist. Again. I don't know how many twists I can take before I get whiplash.
I understand.
And voila.
What?
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
Nope.
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
So she didn't...
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
So she didn't disappear, she didn't die, she just hid?
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
What?
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Lyney's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
She's the thief from before. When we first met Lyney and Lynette, we trailed a thief yesterday.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lyney was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
And that's why she was so nervous.
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
We tried to check that box.
I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're practiced at hand concealment, maybe.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
I believe that he did have the intention of stealing her, but because she's from Mondstadt, she didn't dissolve. I still think the intention was to kill her. But yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasonings.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Alright, here we go. Lyney did enter the tunnel. Whoop. Alright, let's go. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for that remains unknown. Okay, we'll start here then. Nope.
Seems
not that one. Let's see. Okay, we'll start with the ticker. Right? Nope.
Seems this won't produce.
Okay. With the ticker count here. Nope.
Seems this won't produce a
I feel like the ticker is definitely one of them. The random number generator. Okay. The sound? The sound.
Sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Okay. Then we'll go with the clothes. Nope.
Seems.
Okay, the broken vase from where she was trying to escape.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lily Ann and Cowell.
She panicked and then she changed her clothes.
Lily Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time.
There we go.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
Go, Paimon!
Having been selected out of the blue, Lily Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box.
It all fits.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Da 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 da. I think we've got this. I think we figured it out. I'd like to see the Archon refute us.
That she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
Wow. While we were all sitting there?
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Paimon was innocent too.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Lyney is
Now
innocent.
then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also,
He is
if I
so
may
over
add,
her.
The trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
This is such a parent-child type of a dynamic. Oh my gosh.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Well, you have to learn from your mistakes.
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water.
Ah, it was genius.
If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Lyney, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent.
We cleared Lyney's name!
While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Let's see what the Oratrice has to say. That was very Honkai Star Rail.
As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners.
We did it! We proved their innocence!
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
Oh.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes?
Not Vaughn!
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
The higher-ups? As in, the police force?
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes?
Yes.
Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Oh my god! He turned into water. In front of all these people.
He can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Yes, immediately. Nothing is found in the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn dissolved. how many murders are gonna happen on this stage? Like, seriously. The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore.
That's true, but...
There's a lot more going on.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't want to see anybody be falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
An orphan? Weren't they talking about their father this whole time?
That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Why wouldn't you call her Mom?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
We're here. We're here to hear it.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
Yeah,
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks.
Okay, but at least you were still earning a living and had a roof over your head, right?
He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Right?
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was.
Oh.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
Right?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
What happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
Good for her.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, So that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past now, though. It's not time to talk about noses.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So we have... I cannot say anything against this particular Harbinger at all. I completely agree with her methods, motives, and yeah, I'll help.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I know we can't completely trust them, but I want to. Outside of the Traveler here, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
We understand.
Bye, Lyney.
Time to leave the Opera House. Ish.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well,
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Lyney. I wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now?
Right? We're not even really detectives.
And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
I mean, I don't want to sound callous, but not my problem, technically. But we are always saving countries. I don't see why this would be an exception.
Ah.
Other than the fact that the Archon's a little bit of a brat.
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Oh, come on, let's help Navia.
Don't say that, Navia.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Sounds good to me.
Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Okay, let's go have a meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
Okay.
Alright then, let's have our farewell meal.
Da 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 da! Oh, what did we unlock? Offerings to the fountain. Oh, okay. Let's go make an offering to the fountain. Because I bet this is where all of our little coiny things are going to go from all the chests we found yesterday. We might get a wish or something fun from it. Come on, Mona. Bring us some luck. Right? We found the sound. Yay. Okay, where do we make offerings to the fountain at? I thought we'd just walk up to it, but it seems we have to be in a specific spot, maybe? Oh. Here we go. Let's make an offering to the fountain. Do. Okay, you can throw hydro sigils you obtain across Fontaine into the Fountain of Lucine outside of the Opera Epiclese to raise your level and obtain valuable rewards. Oh, we don't have enough yet. Let's check out what our rewards might be. Level 2, we'll get 2 wishes. Ooh, a billet and a crown. Nice.